Hi guys, Luke here and welcome to the FIFA 19 player review, and today I'm going to be reviewing my first FIFA 19 Futmas player, and is going to be the 82 rated Lucas Torreira. He's got a very nice looking card. He did cost me in the region of 20,000 coins to complete his SBC, and in the 7 games that I played him with, he scored me 0 goals and got me 0 assists, and he does have a 3-star weak force as well as 4-star skill. Then moving along into his in-game stats, his main standard stats are going to be his 86 marking, his 85 stand tackle, his 86 aggression, and finally his 88 shot power. And I did have the powerhouse chemistry style applied to Lucas Torreira, who is having an absolutely fantastic season so far with Arsenal, being a very good signing for them. I've watched him a little bit. I've been pretty impressed with him, to be honest. He should have had a few informs and just wasn't given them, so EA have just waited and just given him this Futmas card, and it looks great. Like, across the board, a lot of really nice stats. I knew he was small, but I didn't know he was only 5'6", which is tiny. Such a small guy. But anyway, guys, for the most part, I actually really like this card. There's one issue to him which I didn't like, which we'll get onto a little bit later on, but for the most part, I actually really enjoyed him. He didn't get me any goals or any assists, which a lot of people would see as maybe a bit of an issue, but I didn't find it to be much of an issue. I think a lot of people, I didn't do this SBC in mind of him being a kind of attacker midfielder. I did him in mind of being, essentially a CDM almost. You know, he's a defensive-minded player. He is for Arsenal IRL when I've ever watched him, and that's what he should also be in FIFA. He shouldn't be used for any attack-of purposes, really. And his first pro is going to be his tackling. I thought his tackling was fantastic. With the powerhouse chem style as well, his stats are increased very nicely. His interceptions goes to 90. His marking goes into the mid-90s. Stand tackle goes to 96. Slide tackle as well going into the mid-80s. And I have to say, very happy with tackling me countless amounts of tackles for me each game. Probably between him and Cruz. I mean, Cruz has also got pretty decent tackling, but Torreira is clearly the more defensive-minded player in my opinion, and definitely probably edged it as well when it came to tackling. Very good, certainly in that area. His second pro is going to be his dribbling. He's at the height of 5'6". He's got 97 balance, 87 agility. It means he just feels fantastic on the ball. So easy to be able to turn with the guy. Doesn't feel sluggish, doesn't feel clunky, nothing like that. Now, actually, his dribbling in-game is only 80 in-game dribbling, which isn't out of this world, but it feels a lot better than that in-game just because that balance, that agility, and also because he's so small, means his dribbling feels absolutely fantastic. And it was a nice little positive part to the card, definitely. One that, again, I wasn't expecting because I didn't think he was as small as 5'6". I thought he was like 5'10", 5'11", which is like a regular human height. I think, yeah, 5'11" is a regular human height. I think so. I'm sure I have like that debate in like so many reviews on like what's like an average height for a human, but yeah, definitely, you know, when it came to dribbling, it is very good. And then his final pro is actually going to be his passing. Now, yes, 0 assists in 7 games doesn't look great, but for the most part, his passing between midfielders, attack of players that, you know, to start attacks off and stuff like that was really good. 76 vision with the powerhouse chem that does go into the mid-80s, 87 short passing that goes up to 98. That does go up to 98 short passing, and also his long passing does go up into the very high 80s as well, thanks to the powerhouse chem star. And again, thought his passing was very good. Didn't have a problem with it. Yes, it would have been nice if he would have got me a few assists. If I'm honest, I would have expected him to have got maybe 1 or 2 assists, but that wasn't the case. But even so, I still actually really liked his passing there for the most part. Like, you know, and how he linked up with the midfielders was really nice. And that's going to be the end of his pros. In terms of a few other things to mention, his pace doesn't feel like... He doesn't feel slow, and he doesn't feel like really quick at the same time. He feels fine for a centre midfielder. Shooting, I think I had 1 shot with the guy, and it was a header that was comfortably saved, so I can't really comment on the shooting. I don't think it's great, I don't think it's bad. You're not going to get into positions that often where you're going to be able to shoot with Torreira anyway, so I wouldn't worry about his finishing too much. For me, the one con to him is going to be he's too weak. He's really weak. 69 strength isn't great. 86 aggression is actually pretty decent, but that 69 strength is awful. And the fact that he's 5'6", he gets bullied off the ball so much. Typically, I like to have, at least in my midfield, 1 tall midfielder or 1 tall-ish midfielder, and Torreira is clearly just well too small. He isn't good, obviously, in an aerial position. Obviously, you know, 54 jumping and at the height of 5'6", he's never going to win an aerial ball ever. And you kind of want your midfielders to be able to do so. And when one hasn't got a chance of doing so, it kind of causes a bit of an issue. But don't get me wrong, I think he's a decent card to go for. You know, for the Premier League, he's around 30,000 coins if you're doing from scratch. I think he's decent, but bear in mind, don't expect anything great in terms of physicality because it's pretty bad, to be quite honest. But apart from that, I thought it was a decent card, and that is going to finish off this player review for you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.